the International Media Festival for Prevention. Media and you can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, a very warm welcome to the first virtual session of the International Media Festival for Prevention. Today, we would like to present to you the 50 media products that made it to the shortlist. My name is Martina Hesse-Spötter. I am the president of the ESA section Electricity. That is one of the 14 prevention sections of the ESA. Together with our colleagues from the Information section, we are the organizers of the International Media Festival for Prevention. At national level, I am working as director of a district administration for rehabilitation and compensation of the BGETEM. That is a German social accident insurance institution for the energy, textile, electricity and media sector. And I'm happy to moderate today together with my colleague Holger.
Hello and thank you for joining us. My name is Holger Zingsheim and I'm head of communications of the BGETEM. And I'm a proud member of the festival's jury.
Thank you, Holger. So looking at the festival, we are proud of our long tradition. Since 1990, the festival is organized every 3 years as a part of the World Congress for Safety and Health at Work. And of course, always we are very excited about the number of entries. And I think, Holger, you can give us the exact numbers.
Yes, here we go. In 2020, the countries of origin were as diverse as the approaches of the producers. As already mentioned in the opening clip, we received a record number of entries. It were 289 films and multimedia products from 40 countries.
289 entries. That's a big success for our festival and of course a lot of work for our international jury. In a first step, the jury selects 50 productions for the shortlist. In the second step, 18 of these 50 productions were nominated for a prize, and finally, the jury selects the winners out of the nominees. I would like to say thank you to our highly engaged jury presidents and to all members of the jury for your commitment, for your enthusiasm, and for your time. It is always a real pleasure to work with you.
I think this is the right moment to introduce to you the chairpersons of the international jury. Donna Van Bogart from the US and Peter Rimmer from the UK, our experienced media experts. Donna is Secretary General Donna is Secretary General of the ESA Information section. Peter is a photographer, a writer and former communications director with the UK Health and Safety Executive. Peter, you have been involved in the Media Festival for many years now. How has the Media Festival changed over the years?
Thank you, Holger. I've been involved in the Media Festival for over 20 years. And when I started as a jury member, we used to receive a very large box of video cassettes. Today, it's very different. We use online platforms and we have much better access to all the film and media entries and supporting information. This year, of course, we faced a new challenge because of the pandemic. So we followed the practice of previous media festivals with one exception. We replaced face-to-face meetings with virtual meetings on Zoom. Our jury came from 5 continents and from 13 different countries, and everyone had online access to all the submitted films and multimedia products and the opportunity to view films at their leisure. And I wish to thank all our jury members for their hard work, professionalism and commitment to the Media Festival.
Peter, with all your experience, what were your impressions of the entries this year?
Well, we received more entries, but we also received a very good selection of films this year with very varied topics and film treatments from a wide range of countries, with high quality films recognizing change in the workplace, the growing importance of social media and the need to reach out to young audiences with our prevention messages. Secondly, I'd say films are much shorter today. 20 years ago, the majority of OSH films were 20 minutes or more in length. Many were 40 or 50 minutes, lots of dramas and storytelling. Today, most films are no more than 2 or 3 minutes long. many no more than 60 seconds. And we see much greater use of emotion in films and the impact of accidents, not only on the workers themselves, but also on their family, their friends, and their work colleagues. Social media and changes in viewing habits account for this. So I hope that you will enjoy our selection.
Donna, Singapore was your first involvement with the Media Congress, so tell us about your experience.
Well, thank you, Martina. This is my second media festival as a jury president, and I was thrilled to witness and participate in the opening of the 2017 festival. It was a great way to begin the World Congress, and we had a tremendous response to the festival there. As Peter noted, this year's festival has faced much different circumstances. Despite the challenges, the festival production team has been incredibly creative in adapting, and those submitting multimedia entries were undaunted by the virus. A new high of 68 multimedia entries was submitted to the competition. The jury, who I'd also like to thank and give kudos to for really performing extremely well under the conditions, convened virtually from 3 continents. They were unanimous in expressing appreciation for the way submissions had creatively used advances in communication technology to build innovative ways to effectively disseminate occupational safety and health information. This time we saw wider use of apps and social media, as well as new approaches to web platforms and excellent integration of traditional media channels like radio. As in the film entries, the multimedia submissions demonstrated powerful use of emotion and a wonderful growth in the appropriate and effective uses of humor. There's never been a time when virtual communication has been more important, and we witnessed the growing power of the media platforms in this year's entries. I joined Peter in hoping that you'll enjoy our shortlist selections.
Thank you so much, Donna and Peter. I think we see you later when we answer questions. Thank you. So, Holger, what do you think? What would be the best way to present the top 50 products now?
Okay, so we are an international festival, but it is right at the moment it is not possible to travel in real, but we could make a virtual trip around the globe. So let's travel through different regions of the world and pay a visit to some of our jury members. And in addition, in each of these regions, we want to have a short interview with one of the submitters.
That's a great idea, Holger, I think. A good way to do it for an international festival. But before we start off, one remark. You all know you have the possibility to ask questions. So please make use of this possibility. Send in your questions. We will answer some later on in this hour. And I promise we will answer all your questions. We will find a way. So, ready for takeoff? Our first stop is Zimbabwe in Africa. And I say hello to our jury member, Dr. Betty Nyeri-Yegona from the National Social Security Authority of Zimbabwe.
Thank you very much, and Salibonani from Zimbabwe. I am very happy to present the shortlist entries from Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. The first 2 entries are from Australia. The first one being a 30-second clip called Quads Horse Glides. It is part of a campaign aimed at farmers in New South Wales, where farmers own and use quad bikes. It provides information about safe behavior and prevention measures. The clip was created and published by the Safe Work NSW. The second entry is another Safe Work NSW production titled Safety Starts With You. It is part of a campaign targeting all workers and employees in New South Wales. It aims to raise awareness about safe behavior at work and puts people's safety first, regardless of their field of work. It also seeks to initiate more discussions about possibilities of creating a safer workplace. in all sectors. The next entry is from New Zealand, Changing a Proud Culture, the Land Pop Pamu story. It is a short documentary, nearly 5 minutes, telling a story about how the CEO of Land Pop changed the company's safety culture after experiencing several workplace fatalities. Supervised by the Business Leaders HS Forum, this film encourages CEOs to see safety and health in the workplace as part of their professional responsibility. And finally, we have an entry from Zambia. Safety is Our Responsibility is a music video produced by the Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board of Zambia. Within 3 minutes, the royalty band performs a very emotional song, which talks about their conviction that all workplace accidents and diseases are preventable. The music video aims to improve well-being of workers in all workplaces and all sectors, and points to everybody's responsibility in keeping the workplace safe and healthy. I would want to say congratulations to all the entrants and Tinotenda from Harare. Martina and Holger, back to you.
Thank you so much, Betty. We planned to have an interview partner at this place from Zambia, but unfortunately we have some problems with the technique. So I would like to ask our colleague Cristina Portero. She is a project manager in our office in Cologne, and she knows all the entries, and so maybe she can answer my question. Hello, Cristina.
Hello, Martina. Hi, Holger.
Cristina, you know this wonderful video from Zambia, Safety is Your Responsibility. It is produced by the Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board in Zambia, and we like it very much because it makes us in the mood for dancing, and there is also a strong message inside. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the thinking behind this video.
Yes, well, this music video, as you said, produced by the Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board in Zambia and performed by the Royalty Band, is part of Zambia's response to the Vision Zero global strategy. The Workers' Compensation Fund Control strongly believes that all accidents, diseases, and harm at work are preventable. And their message is simple and clear. Safety is your responsibility. So they chose to produce a music video with this powerful lyrics because they are convinced that music is a very engaging form of communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cristina. Of course, we share the belief that every accident and every occupational disease is preventable. It's a key message of the Vision Zero campaign. And I would say Zambia is very active in Vision Zero activities. There are a lot of things going on. So congratulations to Zambia for that, and maybe we can meet our interview partner later. So I think we go on.
Okay. From Africa, we go to Europe, to a country which is home to many European institutions and which is well known for its chocolate, its waffles, and for its famous breweries. I talk about Belgium. And here is Veronique de Bruck from Prevent.
Yes, thank you, Martina and Holger, and goedendag from Belgium. As you can see, we are lucky to have our offices situated just in front of a very large, originally Belgian brewery. You will recognize it probably by the logo. It has brands all over the world. So, I am pleased to present you the shortlist entries from Northern and Western Europe. Let's start right away. The first shortlisted entry comes from Finland. It is an animated clip produced by the Finnish Workers' Compensation Center. Based on the Finnish Accident Investigation Report 2018, it shows 3 different cases of work accidents with deadly consequences in which machinery and pedestrians are involved. To prevent similar accidents in the future, the animations show several possibilities to improve safety at work. Now, let's take a look at the shortlist entries from Germany. The first one is a 5-minute animation film called Nils Explains Fire Prevention. Nils explains what can be done to prevent fire outbreak in a workshop while dealing with typical dangerous situations in different working areas. This project of the German Social Accident Insurance Institution for the Health and Welfare Services addresses in particular people with mental impairments or disabilities. Our next shortlist entry is a mobile app called Seafarers Compendium, which was published by the German Social Accident Insurance Institution for commercial transport, postal logistics, and telecommunication. It provides relevant information about safety measures for seamen and can quickly and clearly record relevant information on occupational accidents or near misses. The next entry is a website operated by the German Road Safety Council as part of a prevention campaign for employees entitled "Where Are You in the Moment?" The website provides information dealing with so-called solo accidents on roads and their causes like psychological stress, overestimation, distraction, inexperience. Being used in educational establishments and schools, it should help prevent road accidents. The next entry is also a website that serves as a self-audit tool for employers and entrepreneurs to figure out to what extent important topics of occupational safety and health are implemented in their companies. The BGN self-assessment tool for the culture of prevention was produced by BC GmbH and published by the German Social Accident Insurance Institution for the foodstuffs and catering industry. The aim of the project is to create a culture of prevention. The last shortlist entry from Germany is an interactive learning tool called Work Safely, Protect Health. The web-based training deals with the topic slips, trips, and falls as the most frequent cause of accidents at work. It was produced by Bäumler Film plus TV and published by the German Statutory Accident Insurance Institution for the trade and logistics industries. It aims to help people recognize tripping and slipping hazards at an early stage. So let's move on to Great Britain with 4 shortlisted entries. In their entry, the NAPO consortium focuses on the potential problems that dust can cause at workplaces, such as strong respiratory problems and dust explosions. The 8-minute clip NAPO in Dust at Work illustrates in its well-known, amusing and funny way several situations where dust is a great threat for health and safety. The second shortlisted entry from Great Britain is the ENA 2019 Safety Video Transport, which is part of the Overhead Power Lines Safety Campaign. This 3-minute clip points out that every month, 1 person dies or is seriously injured after contact with an overhead power line while driving or operating engines, just like the family father in this emotional storyline. We have a second film on the shortlist produced by the Energy Networks Association in Great Britain. It is the ENA 2018 Safety Video Farming, which refers to the electrical risk in land and forestry work. It is again an emotional clip with 2 parallel stories. On the one hand, a little girl at school proudly tells about her dad's profession as a farmer, while on the other hand, you can see the images in which her father is a fatal victim of an overhead power line accident. Killer on the Loose, produced and published by NLG Never Let Go, is a cinema-like drama focusing on the risks caused by falling objects and tools as the 3rd biggest workplace killer. Once an object falls from height, or from a worker's belt, for example, the gravity can turn it into a fatal risk. A dramatic voiceover describes the incident and urges other workers to be aware of the risks of falling objects. And finally, we have 1 shortlist entry from Sweden. Work and Technology on Human Terms has been produced and published by Prevent in Sweden. The free-of-charge online training targets students who are attending classes in engineering, economics, or human relations. The topics such as human technology system or information and interaction in technical systems, are guided by animations and interviews with experts. So these were our shortlist entries from Northern and Western Europe. So congratulations to all of you from Leuven. Tot ziens. And back to you, Martina and Holger. Cheers.
Thank you, Veronique. I would like now to introduce David Spillit from the Energy Networks Association in the UK. They produced 2 films from their overhead power lines campaign. Unfortunately, due to some technical issues, we can't see him, but we hear him. Hello, David.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. David, your film was part of a campaign titled Look Out, Look Up, which was launched in 2018. Could you tell us a little about the campaign and how these films support it?
Yeah. In 2018, the electricity network operators in the UK joined forces to create a campaign that called on the agricultural and construction industries to follow safety advice in a bid to reduce the number of overhead power line incidents that take place each year. On average, 2 farm workers die each year as a result of contact with an overhead power line. In the last 5 years, there were over 1,100 near-miss incidents involving machinery and overhead power lines where serious injury or death was a possibility. For example, one of the short films we produced follows a parallel story where a farmer's daughter tells her school class about her father's work on the farm and how proud she is of her father and his work. The film also shows her father at work and focuses on when he comes into contact with an overhead power line. The storyline is very hard-hitting, but it drove a very successful safety promotional campaign in the UK. The campaign message is simple. Look out, look up, look after yourself. In other words, plan ahead to avoid contact with overhead power lines and know what to do if contact is made. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Your films perfectly stress the importance of the campaign. And I think they will definitely help to reduce the number of bad incidents in the future. Thanks again for your dedication.
Thank you.
So we stay in Europe. Our next stop is a city in the north of Spain, where the world-famous Guggenheim Museum is located and the European Agency for Safety and Health at Work. I think it's clear for everyone. We go now to Bilbao. Let's welcome our colleague Andrew Smith from the European Agency.
Thank you, Martina and Holger. And in true Eurovision style, buenos dias from Spain and egunon from Bilbao, from where I'm delighted to present the 9 shortlisted entries from Central, Eastern and Southern Europe. So without further ado, let's get started. We have 1 shortlisted entry from Austria. Ghosts of Traffic Accidents is a 1-minute clip addressing mainly young people and learner drivers. The spot deals with the topic of traffic safety and uses horror film elements to get its message across. Car accident victims become zombies, craving for more blood. The clip was produced by a group of young film students from Vienna who were really motivated to make it, having recently lost a close friend in a car accident. AUVA, the Austrian Social Accident Insurance Organization, supported the project. 2 shortlist entries come from France. The first one was called An Approach to the Analysis of Occupational Accidents, produced by Gecko Production and published by INRS, the French National Research and Safety Institute. The 5-minute film is addressed mainly at workers in the health and medical care sector, and it has a didactic element as it aims to raise awareness of the often complex causes that lie behind accidents at work, and in doing so, it introduces the use of an accident analysis methodology that can help to identify preventive solutions. The second shortlist entry from France was also produced by the INRS and is titled #Mortel ton taf, the web series that will save your life at work. In 6 episodes, the French comedian Inès Reg parodies many preconceived ideas about risks in companies, such as it's part of the job, that only happens to other people, or prevention is complicated. Young professionals are the target group of this humorous communication approach to preventing occupational risks. Now let's move to Italy with two shortlisted entries. The first one is a music video called Jim's Story, published by the global engineering company Saipem and produced by the LHS Foundation. Based around the powerful lyrics of a song written by the young Italian rapper Michele Cordero, the music video tells the story of a construction worker, Jim, who doesn't really worry about safety until the day he falls from height without any protection. This proves to be a life and behavior changing event, both for Jim and for his loved ones. The second shortlisted entry from Italy is a dramatic 7-minute short titled Drops, Choice, Not Chance, which tells the story of two friends and their families and the impact on their lives of a work accident involving a dropped object. The film addresses the issue of not following the rules and how this is linked to responsibility at a personal and professional level. It seeks to make people reflect on the huge impact that one simple choice can make on their own and others' lives. This video is also published and produced by Saipem and the LHS Foundation. The next shortlist entry is from Spain. Segur Tractor, in English Safe Tractor, is an interactive learning program and driving simulation tool that was developed for training purposes for tractor drivers and occupational health and safety technicians. It focuses on the risks of rollover accidents and the proper use of protection devices. It is part of the Spanish National Occupational Health and Safety Commission's campaign, Don't Overturn Your Life, that is tackling work accidents in the agriculture and forestry sector. Now let's move on to Poland. Don't Be Wild is a computer-based training program that targets truck and car drivers, although it could also be relevant for all road users. The 10 animations created by the Raben Group cover various topics, ranging from distraction and concentration to cargo securing. The software is available in Polish, German, and English, and provides a certificate of completion that can be shared on social media to encourage others to embrace the importance of traffic safety. And finally, we have two shortlist entries from Switzerland. The 1-minute clip, It's Good to Be Alive, as long as nothing bad happens, was produced by Stories AG and published by the Swiss accident insurance SUVA. A forestry worker is almost killed by a tree. An engineer is almost killed by a powerful robot arm. With impressively staged images and a feel-good soundtrack, the SUVA spot shows dangerous work situations in which no one comes to harm. But it's very much by accident and not design. The last shortlist entry from Central, Eastern and Southern Europe is once again a spot published by the Swiss accident insurance SUVA. The series of clips, Hairdressers, Protect Your Hands While Washing Hair, was produced by Crunchy Communications and consists of 3 films in which a hairdresser protects her skin by using completely unsuitable and exaggerated protective equipment borrowed from other professions. The message it seeks to pass is that skin protection can be very simple if you just use the right personal protective equipment. And that completes the shortlist from Central, Southern and Eastern Europe. On behalf of the jury, I'd just like to pass on our congratulations to all 9 production teams. And with that, it's Geroate from Bilbao and Hasta Luego from Spain. And it's back to you, Martina and Holger.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And our interview partner, I would like to welcome now is, I think, there, yes. I welcome Tamara Ruiz Rodriguez from the National Institute for Safety and Health at Work in Spain, which produced the multimedia program Segur Tractor. Tamara's Segur Tractor is a multimedia product and part of a campaign targeting farmers. So why did the campaign focus specifically on tractor safety?
According to the Spanish State Observatory on Working Conditions, tractors are directly linked to most work accidents in agriculture and forestry. Many of these accidents are due to tractors overturning, which can lead to fatal consequences for the operator if the relevant relevant safety measures such as rollover protection structures and seatbelts are not met. The National Occupational Health and Safety Commission has launched a campaign under the slogan "Don't Overturn Your Life," which promotes the safe use of tractors to reduce both the number of accidents and fatalities. Among other products, we have developed a tractor driving simulator to train drivers in the proper use of tractors, in the use of its protection devices, raising awareness of the risk of rollover accidents, and reinforcing safety procedures.
Thanks very much, Tamara, for illustrating the campaign to us. I hope that thanks to your program and thanks to your tractor driving simulator, which I think is a very useful tool, drivers will be protected from overturning their lives. So thank you very much, Tamara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, half of our journey is already done. And on our way now from Europe to Asia, we will make a stopover in India. Our colleague Mr. Sahu and his team from the Indo-German Focal Point in Bhubaneswar, India, were inspired by the International Media Festival. They became active by themselves. They organized a national media contest for prevention. I think that's a very good idea and may be also an inspiration for you to do the same in your region or your country. Let's have a look at the winner of the first Indian Safety Song and Video Contest. It is a music video again, produced by the School of Film and Media Sciences at the KIT University in Bhubaneswar, India.
हर काम करने वालों को अब याद रखना है, अपनी सेहत का पहले ख्याल रखना है। हर काम करने वालों को अब याद रखना है, अपनी सेहत का पहले ख्याल रखना है। तुम्हें देश को संभल कर आगे ले जाना है, लहू को पानी बनाकर धरती को सजाना है। हर काम करने वालों को अब याद रखना है, अपनी सेहत का पहले ख्याल रखना है। ना जाए कभी जान किसी का किसी भी हादसे में, यही बताने हम आए हैं जहाँ तो जहान है। कसम है सबको याद रखना हमारे बातों को, जो है जरूरी चलो पहन के खुद को बचाने को। अनजाना दुख और डर को अब मिलके भगाना है, सावधानी की सफर में अब सबको गुजरना है। हर काम करने वालों को अब याद रखना है, अपनी सेहत का पहले ख्याल रखना है।
Music is always a powerful language. The next stop on our trip around the globe is a city that all participants of the last World Congress will remember very well, the vibrating city of Singapore. Good evening to Siu Liang Yeo from the Workplace Safety and Health Council.
Thank you, Martina and Holger. And hello from Singapore. I'm glad to present the 10 shortlist entries from Asia. Here we go. Let's start with one shortlisted entry from Hong Kong. Loving Health OSH Delivery promotes staying healthy at the workplace through funny interactions between Long and Song, a famous on-screen couple in a popular television drama. Because of their strong affection, they take mutual note of various health tips and manage to win the audience's heart. The series of video clips was produced by Television Broadcast Limited and published by the Occupational Safety and Health Council. We continue with India and 2 entries. The Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay, with its state-of-the-art laboratories, attaches great importance to safety. The 10-minute film, Fire Safety, deals with fire and explosion protection and is one of several safety videos for students, researchers, and laboratory technicians, focusing on workplace safety. The second shortlisted entry from India is called Stone Boulders and was produced and published by the Shiksha O Anusadhan University. It's a 10-minute documentary film that aims to sensitize workers involved in stone breaking about the dangers associated to this work. It stresses the importance of various safety measures such as proper clothing, gloves, breathing protection, and safety shoes. Now let us move on with one shortlist entry from Indonesia. The 5-minute film, Road to Asbestos Free, was produced and published by Zio Clinic, Occupational Health and Medicine. This animation movie tells the story of an asbestos manufacturer who changes the production to asbestos-free material after a worker was diagnosed with asbestos-related diseases. The film wants to raise awareness about the danger of asbestos exposure and the availability of substitutes. The next entry on our shortlist comes from Malaysia. The music video Sifar, which means zero in English, tells the tragic story of a boy whose father is paralyzed by a work-related accident. At the same time, the music video illustrates the 7 elements of Vision Zero. Producer and publisher is the Social Security Organization. They hope to bring the philosophy of Vision Zero, especially to young members of the society. We continue our journey through Asia with a stopover in Singapore with 2 shortlisted entries, both produced and published by the Workplace Safety and Health Council. The first one is a 5-minute animation video called Return to Work Program, designed for workers suffering from traumatic workplace accidents and work-related musculoskeletal injuries. The program aims to help them recover and regain their long-term ability to work as soon as medically reasonable. The second contribution from Singapore that made it to the shortlist is called Mr. Gecko. This film shows that important safety messages can also be conveyed in a humorous way. The short clip shows a gecko made from modeling clay, which hurts its tail at work due to carelessness and distraction. Luckily, the gecko can regrow its tail. The slogan reads, "You are not a gecko," and emphasizes the importance of wearing your safety gear and staying focused at work. We conclude with Thailand and our last shortlisted entry called I Am Goal Zero. Produced and published by the Shell Company of Thailand, the 3-minute film is the company's commitment to a strong prevention culture and covers topics of safety and health at the workplace. The production was part of the Shell Thailand Safety Day 2019, an annual global event which aims to make Shell employees and contractors think about the safety hazards at their workplace and to encourage them to share prevention ideas. These were the shortlisted entries from Asia. Congratulations to all of you and see you at the festival. Martina and Holger, please.
Thank you, Siu Liang. Our interview partner from Asia is Dr. Darus Azlan from the Social Security Organization SOCSO in Malaysia. Hello, Dr. Darus. you produced the music video Seafar. It means zero in English. We already heard that from Xu Liang. Looking at the submissions, we can recognize that more and more music videos are submitted. Dr. Aslan, we have read in your entry description that there is an interesting background to this film. Can you tell us about it?
Right. Thank you all and greetings from Kuala Lumpur. Well, in 2019, we produced a motion picture movie which was shown in all cinemas in the country to promote prevention and Vision Zero as a value to workers in the country. It was a drama and there were two soundtracks for the movie. One is a ballad, but this one here, Sifa or Zero, is actually the rap version. So the music video was, of course, produced as original soundtrack to promote the film, and at the same time illustrate that 7 Vision Zero elements which are related to the worker. So the lyrics of the rap are actually quite deep and describes the mindset and the risks that a worker faced from the moment he woke up in the morning until he's back safely at home at the end of the workday. So the movie, and the music video was co-produced by SOCSO with young composers and rappers in the country, and we are aiming for the younger generations. It was released in November 2019. There were 2 versions of the music video Sifa, and so far we have been watched by almost 600,000 viewers on YouTube. So we are pretty happy about it, and to everyone, as always, the vision is zero.
It is very impressive how you combine music and storytelling to promote the film and to communicate the message of the Vision Zero 7 Golden Rules. Thank you, Dr. Aslan, for your entry, and congratulations to the big success on YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself now for a long flight. We jump over 9 time zones and we continue our long journey going from Asia to Long Beach, California. It's my pleasure to welcome our colleague Mai Li Lin from DECA in California.
Thank you, Martina and Holger. Warm greetings from the United States. I'm honored to serve on the jury panel for the International Media Festival for Prevention over the last 15 years. It is such a pleasure for me to have the opportunity today to present the 4 shortlisted films from the Americas. Let's start with the shortlisted films from Chile. This 2-minute video was produced and published by Sichuans. It was used to open the company's international awareness campaign to bring attention to serious injury and fatality prevention. This film uses a crash test dummy to represent a normal worker who has a family, follows a daily work routine. At the end, a live image of the real person in the mirror gives us a big surprise and reminds us that we are not made to have accidents. The next 3 shortlisted entries are from the United States. They are produced and published by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. The first contribution is from the growing NIOSH collection of fishing safety success stories. This 4 to 6 minutes film highlights the successful implementation of workplace safety recommendations with commercial fishermen. Each film tells a real story and features a fishing crew recounting how the safety equipment of safety practices have prevented potential traumatic life-changing injuries from happening. The second contribution introduces the Small Business International Travel Resource, Travel Planner. This guide with practical tools such as checklists is designed to help small businesses to ensure the safety of their employees before, during, and after their international work assignment. However, as we all know, with the current pandemic situation, travel is becoming even more complicated and require a new level of intervention. The last but not least entry introduced the Azen Miner. It is a free window-based software that can be downloaded from the NIOSH mining website. This interactive software gives miners the opportunity to practice hazard identification in virtual work environments. After completion, miners would also receive feedback on their performance along with additional information to equip them even further. It is important to mention that exam miners also give the instructor the ability to create custom training materials. These are the shortlisted entries from the Americas. Congratulations and thank you to all the producers and filmmakers behind these wonderful films. Goodbye from Long Beach, California. Back to you, Martinez and Holger.
Thank you so much, Miley. Now I would like to welcome our next interview partner. It is Rodrigo Servieri from Seatrans in Chile. He joins us today to speak about his film, We Are Not Made to Have Accidents. The film is part of an internal campaign by Seatrans with an interesting principal character in the form of an automated dummy. Rodrigo, nice to have you here. Why did you choose this approach? Can you tell us a little bit?
Hello, Holger. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation and the question. Regard from Chile and from Seafarers Company. The video belongs to campaign We Are Not Made to Have Accidents 6 to sensitize employed according to the company program of fatality risk control. This program objective is to save lives by implementing and constantly check critical control that address fatality risk. The main character of the campaign is a crash dummy representing a character who is made for going through several accidents. In the video, he represents a normal worker with a family and daily routine. The character projects the idea that workers are not made to be able to survive this type of accident. I need to comply with critical control so they are not exposed to this risk.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. I think the use of the dummy make very clear the differences and the danger in which workers can be. So I hope that critical controls hopefully will help to avoid any risks and to save lives. Thank you so much, Rodrigo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now travel from California to the host country of the World Congress and the Media Festival 2021. Our last stop is, of course, Toronto in Canada. And we're here to see which Canadian media products made it to the shortlist. Toronto is also known as Hollywood North, and so it's the perfect place to host our media festival. We welcome Louise Logan, National Director of the Next World Congress in Toronto and member of our jury.
Thank you, Martine and Holger, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening from Toronto, where we are all looking forward to welcoming you next September for the World Congress. I am very happy to present the 12 shortlisted entries from Canada. Let's get started. The first submission from Canada is a 5-minute film called Kelowna Roofing Firm Takes Safety to New Heights. Produced and published by Worksafebc, the film tells the story of Roof Doctor, a company that overcame serious health and safety challenges and has become a leader in health and safety. A successful turnaround story that can be an example for many other companies. The second shortlist entry from Canada is called Workplace Injuries Hurt the Most at Home. It was produced and published by the Workers' Compensation Board of Nova Scotia and shows in 3 emotional short clips that a workplace injury has a ripple effect, profoundly impacting family, friends, and community. But through prevention, and this is the main message, it doesn't have to happen. Worksafebc is also shortlisted with a 12-minute documentary called Turning the Tide, PFDs in the fishing industry. Through interviews with crew members, the film shows 3 cases in which wearing a personal flotation device could have saved workers' lives. By telling these personal stories, the documentary is driving home the risks of not using PFDs and encouraging everyone in the industry to use them. Safe in the Hall, our next shortlist entry from Canada, was also produced and published by Worksafebc. The film illustrates frequent incidents in fire stations, such as falling when leaving a fire truck, lifting a heavy piece of equipment, and slipping on water on the floor. This 2.5-minute video draws attention to the important but overlooked fact that 1/3 of all injuries take place in fire stations. Your personal safety starts with you. Take time to learn the right skills. That is the message of another Worksafebc production called Kitchen Safety, Preventing Burns and Scalds. The film focuses on kitchen staff in restaurants and culinary schools and demonstrates proper safe work procedures to prevent injuries. Well-known chefs offer safety tips and share lessons from their own experience. The next shortlisted entry is called Day of Mourning. It was produced and published by the Ontario Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. The film depicts the emotional stories of real people whose family members have died from work-related illnesses and injuries. The short film was part of a multi-channel marketing campaign launched for the Canadian Day of Mourning. It encourages everyone to rededicate themselves to safety at work. The campaign, What I Know Now, which features employers, is the next shortlist entry from Canada. Worksafebc produced a campaign targeted at young workers. Every boss was once a young worker, and in this positive campaign, employers share their own experiences in becoming a leader and what they have learned about health and safety along the way. The campaign also offers tips and tools to help talk to young workers and nurture a culture of health and safety. The Ontario Workplace Safety and Insurance Board published and produced our next shortlist entry, a social media campaign called Take Our Kids to Work Day. On Canada's annual Take Your Kids to Work Day, animated GIFs of model workplaces show young people getting injured on the job. The message? Injuries can happen anywhere. Their aim? Encourage parents to provide young people with insights into the working world and the importance of occupational health and safety. We continue with a product made by Safe Work Manitoba called Level Up 2.0. It is a virtual reality game published by Changemakers and designed to encourage new employees or supervisors to learn more about safety in the workplace. On the one hand, the game shows how identified hazards could have caused harm, and on the other hand, it focuses on hazards that could have been overlooked, showing how to deal with them appropriately in order to make workplaces safer. The next entry by Worksafebc is a webbook. It's called Hearing Loss Prevention, and it gives an overview of noise-induced occupational hearing loss. With the use of videos, diagrams, and texts, information is provided in a captivating and easy-to-navigate format. The webbook includes a program checklist, a quiz, and a resource page for more information on how to prevent noise exposure. We proceed with a web-based training produced by Workplace Newfoundland called Workplace Newfoundland Online Young Worker OSH course. The easy-to-navigate course has a total duration of about 2 hours, but it is intended to be self-paced. In 5 modules, students gain an understanding of occupational safety and health and the hazards they may encounter at work. The many interactive features help participants quickly apply the principles learned during the course. And finally, a website concerning noise-induced hearing loss, produced and published by the Ontario Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. The interactive website is part of a multi-channel marketing campaign and answers the question, how loud is too loud when it comes to noise exposure in the workplace? Web users also have the opportunity to check the age of their ears. The message is clear. Permanent hearing loss due to long-term noise exposure in the workplace is almost completely preventable. Those were the shortlisted entries from Canada. Congratulations to all of you and best of luck. Goodbye from Toronto. Back to you, Martina and Holger.
Thank you, Louise. And now I would like to welcome Janice Twiss from Worksafebc. Hello, Janice.
Hi.
Janice, your entry, What I Know Now, features only business owners or managers. Why leadership? What was the background? And have you received any feedback on the media?
Great. Yes, thank you so much for the question and thank you for the nomination. So our goal for this campaign, What I Know Now, is to reduce the number of workplace injuries with young workers, as you mentioned, And for this one, we targeted leaders and supervisors because our research showed us that young workers have a really good sense of what's safe in the workplace, and they really do know about their rights. But the issue is that they're afraid to speak up. Our research with employers also showed that they assume that those young workers will come to them with questions and issues. So we really found that employers weren't creating that safe space for young workers to have conversations about health and safety. So based on that research, our campaign, as you saw, featured leaders of well-known businesses in British Columbia. And we had those leaders talk about how they felt as young workers and talk to their peers about how to create a safe workplace and encourage everyone to speak up when it comes to health and safety and really create that safe space to have those conversations. So our feedback has been incredibly positive. Our campaign generated 18 million impressions with employers in BC. We had employers reaching out to us, requesting to be profiled in a future campaign. And we were able to see an increase in the awareness of our main message, which was employers have a legal responsibility to fix health and safety problems reported by employees. And we were really able to see an increase in awareness in that message.
Well, research with young workers and employers is a field that still needs to be explored, further explored. And thank you very much for your campaign. And it will certainly motivate young people to speak up. And thanks again to you, Janice.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you remember our technical problems at the beginning of the session with our first interview. But now we have a connection to Zambia, and I hope, I can welcome Ruben Chilufya from the Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board in Zambia. This is a producer of the musical film Safety is Your Responsibility. Ruben, thank you for joining us. It's wonderful that we can speak to you now.
Thank you.
And can you tell us again a little bit about the background of the music video?
Okay, the background of the music video from the Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board here in Zambia, we believe that the effective way of communicating to the masses with issues regarding safety is through music. If you put a message in a song, it gets across to the masses easily.
Thank you, Ruben. I think you make very clear why music is such a wonderful language to bring a message across. We said earlier that we have a lot of music videos in our competition. And I know from Zambia you are doing a lot in the Vision Zero campaign, a lot of activities. So I would like to say, Ruben, keep it up and all the best for you. It was wonderful that you can see you here at the screen, even when it was a little bit later than extended.
Sure, we're grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our virtual journey. I think we deserve to be mentioned in the Guinness Book of Records because we made it in less than 1 hour. Congratulations to the top 50. Of course, we will publish the complete shortlist directly after the session on our website, mediainprevention.org. And I think now we have some minutes left for questions. Holger, are there any questions?
I have to check the inbox. But I think there are questions. Just a moment. Well, yes, we got questions from the audience. The one is, what is the reason for the long-lasting engagement of the organizers? Maybe you could answer that.
I try to answer this question. Thank you for the question. Gives me the possibility to tell you a little bit about our engagement. So we don't do it to have a nice entertainment, of course. Our aim is to do a good prevention work. And we are convinced that we need good media to bring our message across to our target groups. And that is why we think good media and successful prevention work belong together. And that is the reason for this engagement. And I think there is so much development in it that in these 30 years, we have everything new There is always something new in the festival, new media, new possibilities, and maybe we can do it the next 30 years too, and we will see what will happen.
Okay. Okay, here is another question we received from the audience, and maybe Peter could answer that. Peter, are you with us? Still with us? Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
Production in the festival dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic.
If you remember, the original deadline for entries was the end of February. We extended that to the end of March. And of course, the COVID pandemic was only just beginning really to take its grip worldwide. So it was probably too soon for anybody to have made a film or a multimedia production about COVID-19. I'm sure that since March, there have been examples, and we may be able to show those next time. And of course, in the next festival, those entries will be eligible to be entered. But this time, the deadline for the entries was too short for anybody to have made a film about COVID. We do have a NAPO film, 2 NAPO films on the NAPO website about COVID, if people want to look at those. And I'm sure other organizations have made films about COVID since March, but the deadline came too soon.
Okay, thank you, Peter. I'm just checking, but I think there are no more questions. Please don't hesitate to send us more questions. We will like to answer them afterwards on our website. But I think we're done with the questions.
Yes, I think we leave it at that because also of the timetable.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank all the 289 submitters for being a part of our competition. Besides the shortlist products, many other good entries are in the festival, and they are absolutely worth watching. It is always difficult to find the best 50, of course. So think of our slogan, media and you can do, and make use of this good material and all these ideas. We hope you join us at the award ceremony in Toronto next year, and you visit us in the cinema in September 2021. I would like,
and some more information. Our nominees will be announced at the beginning of next year, and you can have a look at almost all the submissions by visiting the Media Festival's website, mediainprevention.org. So stay connected with us by following us on Twitter and Instagram for the latest news.
I would like to say thank you to our interview partners, to the jury presidents and to the jury members, to you, Holger, as my co-moderator.
It was an honor.
To our wonderful team in Cologne. You all made a great job today. Also thank you to all of you for joining our session, and congratulations again to the top 50. We are looking forward to seeing you all in reality, I hope, in Toronto next year. Bye-bye.
Stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye. Tschüss.
All entries of the current festival are available online at mediainprevention.org. For further information, check out our Twitter and Instagram channels. Let's keep in touch. The International Media Festival for Prevention. Media and you can do.